So next is from topic is why the disrespect from Kevin from Monterey. Gentlemen, out of curiosity, why do so many people seem to disregard Disco so negatively? During his wrestling career, I always found him entertaining and talented. After listening to the show for a year plus, I cannot understand those that want to deny his experience in the industry. Furthermore, I enjoy the fact that he thinks outside the box while also looking at things rationally. When did this discourse and disrespect begin, and can you pinpoint a specific reason why it started? That's from Kevin from Monterey.
I don't think
When did it start?
in the late in the mid to late '90s when you were on TV every week, pretty much. There wasn't that hatred that there is now, the virulent kind of hatred. I think it kind of started when you were
Virulent,
Konnan.
is that a word?
Virulent. Why not?
Virulent might be.
I think it kind of started when you and Konnan started on WrestleZone, and Disco was on the internet favorites. I swear, I think that's the genesis.
You're absolutely right. That's from 2007.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Konnan came on, and I brutalized Konnan in a debate.
No, you didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I did.
didn't.
It was like,
Bro,
I
the debate. Here's a great part.
I absolutely
Here's a great part.
It
Here's a
still
great part.
exists, too.
The debate is still out there, so you can find it and listen
ahead.
for yourself while I emasculated this.
I
And he was
absolutely
trying to
destroyed
defend
you.
TNA, and they were terrible at that time.
I destroyed you. All right.
Okay, well, you guys listen to it, make up your mind, and then write us and let us know what you thought.
All right. I will also say the disrespect is because I have been kind of vocal about what the today's wrestling fan, especially like the AEW fans, physically looks like. And I'm not wrong. All right. And then people are going to absolutely hate me for that. So, whatever.
And the anti-women's wrestling stuff that you did.
Right.
A decade ago or whatever.
But basically, I get negative because I speak my mind, and like other guys get heat too. Cornette gets heat and everything because, bro, when you talk about wrestlers that people don't like when they do things poorly, people get mad at you. And it's like one company is doing a lot of things very poorly, so a lot of their fans are going to be getting mad at the things I'm saying about them. But it's like, dude, you guys are doing poorly. Your numbers are terrible, and your attendance is terrible. It's like I'm not going to sit there and say you guys you're doing all this right. You're doing things that the way I wouldn't do them, or I'd tell you to do them differently, and you never listen. So that's why you get a lot of heat. So Konnan does too. Oh, by the way, I saw a clip. This was interesting. So look up that clip and see if that's recent. Britt Baker. Okay, because she's stooging off the MJF Cody stuff. Did you see that?
No.
Joe, look up that clip.
I got it.
She's stooging off some personal stuff between MJF and Cody Rhodes, which I found interesting because I was gonna. I want to find out when she was talking about this. If this is actually recent, because if it is recent, then she's actually the gossip girl. Because remember, Cody, when the people called you the gossip girl for bringing up that information. Do you like that title, the gossip?
I never
girl?
even knew about this.
You didn't know about this? Brian Last, Conan's or Cornette's side, the guy that does his host, called you a gossip girl.
Who gives what he thinks? Who is he, bro? You told me that he went to Vince. Just when you told me this, I thought, what a mark. And that he went to Vince Russo's bar mitzvah and played.
No. He's Jewish.
Right.
He had a bar mitzvah.
Right.
Back when he was young, and I guess his parents or somebody, they invited Vince to the bar mitzvah.
Right. Okay.
Because he was a wrestling personality. And then now he's turned on him because he's with Cornette. It's like it's an actual betrayal. If you think about it, it's like the guy, I invited you to my bar mitzvah. Like years later, I'm just going to bury you, right? But
and when you look at wrestling, it's just like a long road of betrayals, right?
I'm kind of
this guy over this guy.
And forgiveness with very few. Here it is. Let's see this. Joe, find out when this. Can we find out when this was from? Maybe look at some of the responses. But play the clip.
Because so there was a lot of controversy around that internally at the time because MJF at the time, I don't know if I can say it, I'm just going to say it. He felt that Cody was trying to steal his thunder at the time because they were in a feud at the pay-per-view. Do you remember this pay-per-view?
I do, yeah.
It was Cody versus MJF.
Yeah.
MJF big coming out moment, and it was like his hurrah, and Cody shows up, bam, with a neck tattoo, and MJF was like,
stealing the spotlight?
Yep, that's what MJF says.
Interesting.
I don't know whether I'm sure he doesn't care now because MJF is successful on his own, but at the time there was.
That sounds a little bit like a gossip girl, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it? That here we are, like if Conan's gossiping and here she is gossiping. When was that from? Is this? It
Yeah,
looks
this
old,
guy says
but
it's-
how old is it though? And you can't find it. I
I'll
don't.
do a little Googling on it. We'll see.
Yeah, Google see what that's from. But yeah, that was a. Oh, bro, do this. Go, Coney. You got to hear this. This is absolutely hysterical.
Right.
Joe, go to the Meltzer said what site. Joe, I want you to hear this, Coney. This is fan. This is
All
one
right.
of the funniest things that you'll listen to. Okay.
All right.
So Brian, so Alvarez and this guy Vinny that he does a show with for the Observer Live, right? They have this kid that comes on and he's a lapsed fan. Okay,
Right.
like he used to be part of their community like years ago, and like every once in a while he'll come back and they'll bring him on as the lapsed fan and see, okay, what you
What he
watch one of the
thinks.
shows or what okay, so play these two clips. It's 4 minutes long, Konnan, but
Right.
it's an
But it's
hysterical
worth
form.
it. Go ahead.
It's absolutely worth it. You got it, Joe?
And now it's time. You don't have to go long. What'd you think of Dynamite?
Oh,
Oh,
well, so my history with AEW is
Yes.
I watched when CM Punk came back, of course, because I was like, that's interesting. But I never really watched the show. I've heard clips of you and Dave arguing about it where, like, you're saying something bad about it, and he's going, Brian, you know.
It's
So
happened before.
I've heard a little bit of that. But yeah, so I had 102-degree fever, and I was like, I have Max because my telephone company gives me Max for free, and I was like, oh, the AEW is on Max. I'll give it a look and see what it is. And I don't know what people are talking about. I watched MJF be really mean to
Jeff Jarrett.
JAFF.
Yes, Jeff Jarrett.
JARETT, Jeff Jarrett. And I was like, there's Jeff Jarrett, look at him. And that went on forever. I was like, when are you guys going to stop insulting each other and just like throw a punch? Why is it going for so long? I don't remember what else happened in the show. Then the main event was John Moxley and the Goofball Bunch against Power
Goofball bunch.
Hobbs.
Yes.
And I was like, this guy Hobbs, that guy's great. Like, big, mean-looking dude yells.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's your champion, not Goofball and his gang of idiots. So, yeah, I watched that, and, like, I think it ended with, how did it end?
They
all,
out of him.
they just jumped into the ring, and
Yeah.
they all started beating on him. And then, so, I think, like, last week, I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, oh, yeah, Dynamite's on again. And I was like, I don't know. And I turned it again, and they were like, Renee Paquette is going to interview John Moxley. And I was like, do they ever talk about how she's married to this man who's lost his mind? Because I did see how
Okay, go to the next clip.
they were like, Renee Paquette is going to interview John Moxley. And I was like, do they ever talk about how she's married to this man who's lost his mind? Because I did see, I also saw when he tried to kill Daniel Bryan by putting a plastic bag. And I'm like, what is this? This is the wrestling that you people have been talking about for all these years? This is what I'm supposed to be like, like my pants over. Like, this man is putting a plastic bag over this other man's head. This is nonsense. But I was like, I want to watch this because I want to see if Renee Paquette's like, Jonathan, I'm taking our daughter and I'm moving out of the house or a maniac. But she just stood there while he was like, you want to see the championship? Look at me. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. You don't want to see what's in that briefcase that she's on? You see me. I'm a champion. And I was like, what is this?
Furious.
Who is saying, yes, go out there, John, and do that? Like, who? Why? What? Tell me, Brian. You tell me why this is.
Well,
why is it?
It's Tony, dude.
Well, you know him. You know him, right?
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
All right.
So
you weren't. Yeah. Didn't hook you?
Is that what it is?
Completely. Well, it depends on what you're watching. Like you didn't see any Will Ospreay matches or anything like that.
I saw the time that CM Punk was eating them muffins and yelling at you. That was fun.
That's great.
I did see that in the history of AEW. And I have seen a Will Ospreay match at some point in my life because he goes bing, bing, bing. He's just all over the place.
He's
like,
not wrong.
calm down, guy. Like, we don't need all these flips. The flips are fine, but we don't need all these flips.
Sounds like Drew would hate that guy.
You don't have to do every flip. You know?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe someday. Was it good? Was it good, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good, you know?
But like when?
That was a good ending.
What do you think about the last fan, Konnan?
Very entertaining. I like when he goes, I'm leaving you and I'm taking the kids. You're a maniac. That would have been great. That's actually not a bad storyline.
I mean, seriously, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, this is the last man watching. Why is his wife like sitting there interviewing this lunatic?
Yeah, and never putting over the fact they're together. And I like how he refers to them as the goofball bunch. Bro, he's right on. He goes, I saw this guy called Hobbs. That's your champion. The part. Sometimes somebody will come along like Mick Foley that doesn't look the part, or CM Punk, and you go with that, right? But if you look the part, they've already made the job easy for you to pick it.
Right.
And you didn't know who Hobbs were, and they were sitting next to each other, and you said, who do you think's the world champion? I think most people would think the brother.
By the way, to wrap up
good day to the hardest working man.
So I think I was backed up a little bit there. You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. The Britt Baker interview popped up on Reddit about a year ago. It looks like it might be a year old or a little bit more. So there.
All right. So it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you want to make some fantasy picks on your favorite sports, check out Underdog Fantasy. It's all the rage, where you can choose higher or lower between 2 to 8 players, and you can win up to 325 times your entry. Use the code K100 at the Underdog Fantasy website, on the app, or at our personalized link, and you can receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash as well as a free pick. Underdog Fantasy offers a unique approach to fantasy sports, and it's a simple pick-em style format. You can select players you believe will outperform expectations without the complexities of traditional daily fantasy sports. The user-friendly interface and growing community make it easy and fun to play, plus it's available in over 30 U.S. states. We will share our picks for you every week on K100 Sports. You can follow along or play against us. The user code K100 at UnderdogFantasy.com, on the app, or at the link included in the show notes, and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. UnderdogFantasy.com. It's an underdog thing. We only have 5 more left. Let's do them, though, because a couple I want to see here. They look like interesting titles. All right, Konnan will like this one. It's in the Pathfinder X. Subject is Solo Monster calls out Konnan.
Who?
He's a Mark podcaster, like the JD from New York guy. They actually do a show together.
Wade Keller.
Okay. Below is a link to a recent upload from Solo Monster's YouTube channel. He shares his thoughts on Britt Baker addressing gossip about Adam Cole and Tony Khan allegedly being fed up with her. Towards the end of the video, Solo Monster mentions Conan's remarks about her cheating on Adam. What is Conan's response to Solo Monster?
Wherever she goes. You don't want that. But clearly there are people there that don't like her. And I don't think it's because she took the last cookie in catering one day, or because she gave them a root canal one day and she drilled down a little too hard.
Stop writing essays with ChatGPT.
Ugh.
A lot of ads.
That's fine.
Now, Britt has not responded to this report, but she did respond publicly to something else that's been going around. And on this, I'm glad she did, because I'm not sure how her romantic relationships are anyone's business. But Adam Cole and Britt Baker, they are no longer together. They have not been together for some time now. They both acknowledged this, or at least Adam Cole has, that they broke up. Cole said that they're still great friends and he cares about her and wishes her well. What led to the breakup, we don't know, and it's nobody's business but their own. But that has not stopped people from spreading rumors about Britt cheating on Adam Cole, and that being the reason why they're no longer an item. And it was Konnan, I think, who started it on his Keeping It 100 podcast. He said, I was the first one that said her and Cole had broken up. They, being AEW fans, were on me again. Now you see it's true. And I'm going to throw this little one in there. Very credible source. It happened because she was cheating on him, okay? Britt then seemingly responded to what Konnan said, without naming him, and tweeted, I understand that we as performers are expected to have thick skin through opinions and lies that we read about ourselves, but spreading lies about my personal life is just low, weird, and something that I won't tolerate. I've never cheated on anyone in my life. Hashtag tell your source. I don't know why they're not together anymore, why would he even throw that out there? I think it says more about him than anything else. I mean, I know he's a gossip. I mean, that's my takeaway. Every time there's some report or article about something that he said on his show, I know there was a lot of anger about the Ray Phoenix situation, people saying it was Konnan shooting his mouth off about the Lucha Bros possibly going to WWE. That may have led to Tony Khan keeping Phoenix under lock and key, or as people are now calling it, keeping him in Guantanamo Bay. At the end of the day, whether he did or he didn't, that's still on Tony Khan more than anyone else. But this guy seems to gossip more than a bunch of old ladies in a hair salon.
Dude, you know what's funny about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look up this word. I want to give you a word here. Okay, it's called gossip.
Right.
Okay, and this is the definition of gossip. You ready? All right. The definition of gossip is, hang on, let me write definition. Gossip definition. Casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. All right, dude. What, like, these these podcasters? Your whole what you do for a living is predicated on gossip. You're just talking about a bunch of, we hear report, like getting reports from dirt.
Yeah, you're
sheets.
literally talking about other people.
Right. I was like,
But let me answer Salamander. Let me answer this guy.
The Salamander?
Yeah. He's like, oh, what businesses of ours, why they broke up or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Answer number one, I just made it my business. Number two, why did he have to go out there and say that? Because I felt like it. How about that? So at the end of the day, you have your show, you talk about what you want, and people can disagree, agree, bury you, not bury you, and I'm in the same token. I don't need to answer this guy.
We just did. All right, so next is from he's taking Solo Monster called me an idiot one time too, so I thought that was it, which I don't care. Those guys have a pretty good line. Joe, pull that up again. How many subscriptions does that guy have? Because a lot of these mark podcasters have done a good idea.
Hang on one second.
I've done a good job of gaining an audience.
84,000 for Solo Monster sounds off.
Oh, I thought he had more than that. How many does JD from New York have?
JD's got it.
Because when I think of the Mark podcasters, those are like the only two I really like. They're an American. Like, I guess
JD's
there's a lot of English ones. How many JD have?
166.
Right, he's been doing this forever though, hadn't he? Like he's like one of the first guys.
A decade,
right?
yeah.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. People sitting there talking. Look, these are like the thing about gossip, unconstrained conversations. There's no rules on what we can talk to you about on all, unless you're absolutely just,
yeah, it's fake.
Bibling or slandering people. It's like
you're like, it really bothers him. Yeah.
Let me time out on this. So we can't talk about that, but everybody could bury Jericho when the rumors went around about him. Everybody talked about.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's completely hypocritical to try to be the.
Remember when Chris was going at it with? I can't remember the kid's name. Who's the guy's name that we had on the show? He's kind of like
Houseman.
Houseman came out with the rumor that Jericho had something to do with that girl leaving AEW. I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right.
So
every show talked about that, and they still bury Chris to this day over this thing that's this unconfirmed rumor. So
Hauser suit disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, he got in some trouble for that, I guess, because he was on with ad-free shows, and they dropped him. I guess he probably still does.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, he was dropped a week or so after that.
Yeah, because I haven't heard his name mentioned. The last thing I've heard of him is when he said he was taking a mental health break from social media. All right, so this is an easy one. Christopher, there's only 2 questions left, so we record a lot today too. Thank God we got this all done.
Yeah.
So Christopher Livingston, the subject is Royal Rumble. Have any of you guys been contacted about being in the Royal Rumble? No. All right. The final one. Oh, here we go. We talked about this earlier today. It's from Chris Jackboy. Subject is Konnan pied by Cornette Stooge. What's up, Konnan, Disco, and Joe? I just checked out a video on Cornette's channel about the Britt Baker Adam Cole controversy. Cornette's lapdog, Brian First or Last or whatever his name is, was throwing dirt on your name, referring to you as a gossip girl. Just want to know if you have beef with this clown. Signing off, and that's PK1 YouTube. Do you have the clip, Joe?
I'm going through the transcript.
It's pretty short. It's pretty short. Just put,
Well, it's a 9-minute clip. I just want to find the Konnan part. So just talk about it, and then we'll.
Do you have the Konnan? How do you find it without?
No, I have it. I'm just scrolling through it right now.
Okay. Well, how do you know if you're not listening? Are you listening to it?
Looking at the captions.
Oh, okay.
The transcript. Yeah.
No, we talked about this earlier. He said you're a gossip girl for bringing that up. And Konnan was like, "Well, I don't,
Yeah, bro. To tell you the truth, this is the second.
To Joe, this is
the second time that the guy that I know buries me. Never met him. Don't know him. Don't about him. He's a never gonna be. Try to be nobody. Scrub. And that's all I have to say about him.
Yeah, it's actually funny because Konnan speaks positively of you on his show, and he buries you. Like he doesn't like.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Like,
but they had a clip one time when you did your in ring with the FT with the.
Oh yeah, that Cornette liked it, and he did.
Cornette liked it. The other kid thought it was terrible.
Right.
And he was like, "Really? Well, I don't. I thought it was funny the way Cornette described you in your promo battle.
Right.
With Tully Blanchard, he said, "I don't know." He goes, "If you were keeping the score, I don't know if you could keep scoring." Because he goes, "What was the score here? 100-0?" It really was because Tully never even got a word in, did he?
Yeah, and we didn't. And the worst part is we didn't even get to go over it because we were late.
Right.
And they were like, "Yeah, you're next. You're next." And I was like, "Bro, just wing it when we get out there,
Poor guy.
But I always come with bullets ready, so
Right.
I think he was more like, "Are we gonna go back and forth, or are you just gonna?" Yeah.
Torture me.
Yeah, but he was a good sport.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.